Welcome back, guys, to our playthrough of Pokemon Soul Silver. Okay, we have our first Pokemon now. We've got our Cyndaquil with us, and we are headed to go meet with a friend of Professor Elms. How you doing, Cyndaquil? What you got for me, buddy? There we go. Your Pokemon is smelling the scent of the flowers. All right. Here we are now. Oh, okay. What's going on, old guy?
You're a rookie trainer, aren't you? I can tell. That's okay. Everyone is a rookie at some point. If you'd like, I can teach you a few things. Okay then, follow me. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that you weren't wearing the running shoes. I'll try to go as slow as possible, so try and keeping up.
Dude, where do I get the running shoes in this game? Does Mom give it to us? I don't even remember.
This is the Pokemon Center. They heal your Pokemon in no time at all. You'll be relying on them a lot, so you better learn about them. This is a Pokemon Mart. They sell Pokeballs for catching wild Pokemon and other useful items. Route 30 is out this way. Trainers will be battling their Pokemon there. If you go a little farther, you'll see Mr. Pokemon's house. That's right, Mr. Pokemon was his name.
How do you forget Mr. Pokemon's name in a game like Pokemon?
This is the sea, as you can see. Some Pokemon are found only in water. Here, it's my house. For your effort, keeping up with me, I'll give you my running shoes. Ew, they're still warm. Got you, didn't I? Don't worry, these are brand new.
The guide, gent. Thank you for the running shoes, friend. The instructions read, touch the sprint button on the touchscreen to sprint. It also says hold the B button down to sprint. Okay. Nice, there we go. Now we got a little bit more oomph. All right, let's go into this person's house.
Knock, knock.
Pokemon gain experience in battle and change their form. I heard that each Pokemon has its own nature, and it has something to do with Pokemon stats. True, true, true. Cherry Grove City. When you're with Pokemon, going anywhere is fun. Let's see what he's got going on in his home.
When I was a wee lad, I was a hotshot trainer. Here's some words of advice. Catch a lot of Pokemon, but you can only take 6 with you. If you catch more, they'll be sent to your PC. They won't run away from the PC, so there is no need to be alarmed. Remember what I'm about to tell you. Treat them all with the utmost kindness.
Okay. Alright, let's see if I can buy some Pokeballs. I don't think I can, but I want to check. Anyway, I'm overrunning it here. There we go. Okay, buy potion, antidote, and paralyzed heal is all they've got. Okay, so no balls yet. Okay, that's understandable. Alright, so Mr. Pokemon's house is up north. I think northeastern. He's up here in Route 30. What's going on here?
I made it. I forgot about one thing. This is another token from me.
The map card. Okay. Don't really need that right now, though, but... Can now show thy town map. Select the Pokegear on the touchscreen and then select the town map icon. You'll see the map of the region you're currently in. Pokegear becomes more useful as you add cards.
I wish you luck on your journey.
Sorry, that was more of a general statement and not actual dialogue from him. Alright, Route 30. I expect we're going to run into Spinarak, like Hoot Hoot, stuff like that. Ah, our first trainer battle. Maybe. Oh no, I guess he's not actually a trainer. Or he might be, but he's not going to challenge us. Oh, you're wearing the running shoes. They make you feel like you're flying, don't they? But beware of wild Pokemon and trainers. When you run, the noise will attract them. Alright. Is this the acorn dude? Must be. I don't really care about the acorns and the balls and all that.
People usually come to my house looking for Mr. Pokemon's house. You did mean to visit my house, right? How kind of you. Do you have any apricorns? Apricorn trees bear fruit once a day. I have one of those trees too. Apricorns are really something. You can make Pokeballs and other things. They are quite useful. I have a feeling this is meant to be. I'm so happy that I'll give you this.
Cool.
With that apricorn box, you can carry so many apricorns. You'll be a decent apricorn collector.
I mean, I'll get them, but I'm not really big into that. I feel like there's so many systems and so many things in Pokemon games that I never really got into, so I just don't bother. Like, the making of Pokeballs and specialized, like, actual capture balls is just not really my thing. Like, I'll buy and I'll find Pokeballs, but I'm not really interested in, like, trying to harvest and create for, like, a better catching experience. Probably not a wise choice, but nonetheless. Alright, so fighting. So we're just going to go ahead. Oh, I didn't heal up. I have to do that. Whoops. Okay, we don't have very much on the power points. I don't have any Pokeballs yet either. We're going to get them soon. We must get them when we get to most Pokemon's house. Because I really want to catch a Sentret so I can raise it up to be a Furret. Knock it down, baby. Man, every time I play a Pokemon game, I always have some sort of nostalgic feeling, or like, sort of like a giant wave of memories and emotion that come over me. I said this before, but Pokemon games are so special to me, not just because they're fun and they're, you know, just delightful experiences of games to play, but it's also that it's the time in which they came out. Pokemon was everything when I was a kid. From the video games to the trading cards to smuggling said cards like on the playground at recess, like little drug deals trying to trade your Pokemon cards and stuff because they were banned from schools because kids were fighting and stuff over them because of all the trades and everything. That stuff was wild. I remember so many insane things that happened to me and my friends with my trading card collections. I had a handful of the Shadowless cards, not first edition, but the Shadowless cards, because I remember they didn't have the border, the text was thinner, and the artwork, the colors in the card artwork was a little bit more vibrant. But I had a whole bunch of them, and I remember I had them in my bag, and someone stole them, and a teacher was able to recover some of the stolen cards, but I ended up getting those back, and then a couple were stolen from me, and I was really upset. That was crazy. But this was like, at the time, like, kids were also bringing their Game Boys to school, playing on the bus, people are making crazy theories about different games and everything. I'll never forget one of the craziest stories. It was actually a Gen 1 thing, but I'll never forget. There was this kid at school who, like, I don't know, I was in elementary school, right? So, like, you know, whatever, like, it's elementary school. And I was on the bus, and there was this other kid who, like, was really knowledgeable about Pokemon, but he was a cool kid somehow, and, like, kids didn't tease him or make fun of him. Maybe it's because we all like Pokemon, I don't know. But I always looked up at this kid because he was kind of like the Pokemon guru. Everybody went and chatted with him and talked to him, and he always claimed to have insight and information or whatever. And I think his name was Cameron. I feel like that was his name. I remember blonde kid, bowl cut. Yeah, I know, popular, right? Pokemon can use his moves as long as the moves still have power points. When a move has no power points remaining, that Pokemon cannot use that move. Then you take your Pokemon to the Pokemon Center. And I'll never forget that something that he told me. He was saying that when Pokemon Yellow came out, or was coming out, this was like right before, he was saying that there was going to be a new Eevee evolution, and it was like, I forget what he called it, but it was like an Eevee evolution that was like a rock type, so it was like a rock Eevee. And it was just like, at the time, I was like, man, this kid knows his stuff. Like, his dad must work for Nintendo or something. Like, it was crazy. Just thinking that he had some sort of inside information. And I don't know if the kid, like, had heard it somewhere and he thought that maybe it was legitimate, or Cameron was just totally BSing us. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It was so long ago. But when Pokemon Yellow finally did come out and we were all playing it on the bus and stuff, you know, sneaking our Game Boys in our games, and we're link cable trading and everything, I remember he was saying, he had told me the method, and I don't remember how, but the method that allegedly was supposed to evolve Eevee into this rock variation, which we all know is not true, right? There never was a rock evolution for Eevee. But I told him that I followed, like, his instructions to the letter, and it didn't work, and he had this look of sheer shock on his face. Like, he's like, how is that possible? How is it possible that you couldn't evolve that Eevee into that? Almost to suggest that, like, he was able to, like, his facial expression told me that he was so surprised that I couldn't do it, almost as if he was successful in doing it himself, but, like, we all know that wasn't true. He didn't say that. That's just the impression that I got. Like, that I was some idiot that couldn't make it work. I don't know. It's just a weird little thing that I was just thinking. Because, like, as time went on, with the generations of Pokemon, specifically in the Gold and Silver version, you had new evolutions. You had Umbreon and Espeon, the Dark and the Psychic type versions. And I think by this time, Gen 4 also introduced, yeah, because this was after Platinum, which means Leafeon and Glaceon were available, and I think you can get them as far as the Pokedex is concerned in this game, or trade them here, I suppose. Because I don't know if Gold and Silver, or sorry, Heart Gold and Soul Silver have any sort of method to get Glaceon and Leafeon on this one, because in Platinum, or that specific generation in Gen 4, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, they had like that glacier piece, right? And then they also had like that mossy rock, and that's how you would evolve Eevee within that, like evolving right next to it, right? Let's take a look. I'm gonna take a Bulbapedia is always my go-to for information and guides and instruction and stuff. I love Bulbapedia so much. Let's see, game locations. Let's see, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Yep, only in trade. Okay, so you can get it. Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. You could get it through the methods that I just told you. Leafeon by that mossy rock, Glaceon by that icy glacier thing. Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you can only get it by trade. Okay, well, we're not getting them in this game then. Interesting. Okay, I was just curious. But now we know. All right, cool. Let's move on, shall we? Go, Rattata, tackle! What? This is a big battle. Leave me alone. Yeah, you're Rattata and you're Pidgey. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna be telling a lot of stories like that. I don't really have a lot of stories for Gold and Silver or Heart Gold and Soul Silver, other than just like being a huge fan of it, loving so much that you have Pokemon that can walk behind you or beside you and whatnot, and having my own physical copy of Soul Silver. I think I have Heart Gold in a case somewhere, but I don't have the original box for that one. I think I might have bought that one used, maybe, but I still have my original Soul Silver, as I showed in the last episode of our playthrough, the last video. But I don't have a lot of stories. I think I just played that game on my own. I think I played this one, and it was just something that that I did in my spare time, and I don't think I traded with people. I don't think I did much with it. I think this is Pokemon's house, right? Yeah. So I don't know. It's a pink apricorn. But yeah, dude, I love this artwork so much. I love the visuals in this. The sprite work is the best in this game. Well, I don't know. I really like some of the stuff in Emerald and Fire Red and Platinum too, but like there's just, this game is magic. This is like a perfect game. Now, one thing I don't remember, and maybe you guys can help me with this in the comments, is I know that Gen 2, which is my favorite generation, it sucks, right? Gen 2 is awful, but I love it so much. I have a lot of fond memories about that, which I'll probably reminisce and tell you more about those stories as we play through this, since this is, you know, Silver. Silver was my first Gen 2 game, and no, Gold was my first Gen 2 game, then it was Silver. And then I ended up trading with myself because I was a loser and had no friends. But where's I going with this? Oh, so Gen 2 is my favorite, but there was a lot of problems with the game which made it suck. Like, a lot of the great Gen 2 Pokemon weren't available until like after you unlocked Kanto, which made it really problematic because you were playing with like a bunch of crappy Pokemon or like Gen 1 Pokemon until way later, and the routes and the systems and the structure and everything about Gen 2 just didn't fit. But somehow I still love it so much. Like, from the idea of the introduction to the Pokemon to like the hype and stuff, we were all excited about Gold and Silver, all the rumors and stuff that me and the kids in the playground were always like talking about and trying to like one-up each other with more and more BS rumors that we were making up on the spot just to try and show that we had more Pokemon knowledge than the next person. And then when we finally got the game, all the fun times that we had, I was actually grounded for getting a D in English, I think, when Gold first came out, and I couldn't play it for 2 weeks. And everybody else around me, all my friends and stuff, had the game, and they were showing me all the different things that they could do while I was sitting there just like, yeah, I can't touch my Game Boy because, you know, that was the punishment. I had a D, and that was it. Yeah, you have a D, 2 weeks, grounded, you can't touch your Pokemon game. Never forgive my father for that, among many other reasons, but you're not my therapist. You don't need to hear about that. But I'm wondering, and the reason why I bring that up is because I wonder if Heart Gold and Soul Silver fixed and repaired a lot of that, because one of the things that they had said, like, I feel like I read this somewhere. Let's take a look. I wanted to read this with you. We'll move on. I know. But I wanted to read this. Soul Silver. Okay, so where was this? Yeah, here, this is what I was looking for. So, game director Shigeki Morimoto aimed to respect the feelings of those who played the previous games while also ensuring that it felt like a new game to those that were introduced to the series in more recent years. So, he was talking about how, I guess, they were remaking this and they wanted it to feel like appropriate for those that played the original Gold and Silver, but also that they wanted to make sure that it felt like a new game. And my question is like, for example, Larvitar wasn't available until Mount Silver, I think. Or either, I think it was either Larvitar and Houndour. There was a bunch of Pokemon that weren't available until Mount Silver or like way after that fact. And that pissed a lot of people off because like you were already at the end game and it's like, what am I going to do with like a Larvitar after I've got all 16 badges now? So I'm wondering if they fixed that and that you can get these Pokemon a little bit sooner. So this is the last thing that I'm going to look up because I'm just, you know, I'm excited about this and I just want to think about what the team may look like down the road. And I want to know exactly where the Pokemon are going to be. So let's find out. It's Pokedex entries, game locations, Gold, Silver, Mount Silver. Damn, still Mount Silver. Wait, no, that's Gold and Silver, Crystal, HeartGold. There we go, HeartGold, SoulSilver, Safari Zone, and Mount Silver Cave. Yeah, Safari Zone. They moved that around though, didn't they? Because it's not the same. Because they had the Safari Zone, I think, in Gold and Silver, and then they destroyed it, story-wise, and then all the Pokemon escaped Safari Zone, and they were all around that area. So I wonder, is this Safari Zone the same location? No, there's a Safari Zone in Johto on Route 48. Yeah, so it's in the... Okay, so the map... Let's see, if I go to the bag... Let's see, the map should be... Not you, not you, not you, not you, not you, not you. I honestly don't know. Where the hell is the map? Key items. It's in the Apricorn... That's the Apricorn box. That's not what I want. No, so these aren't anything that I wanted. Where's the actual map? Pokegear, probably? Yeah, there it is. Okay. So the map shows it over in the very top left. You don't see this because I'm not really looking at that. Or not showing that screen. Yeah, so this was Route 47. Yeah, so Route 48 is in the very top left corner of the map. Oh, it's not really the top left. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Point is it's a ways away. We'll worry about that another time. But we can get it sooner. So it looks like they did repair some of that. So some of the player complaints that they had with Gold and Silver in Gen 2, they were looking to fix that with this by moving the Pokemon into more earlier obtainable ways, which is good because I want some of those Pokemon on my team before I get to the Elite Four. So we'll worry about that when we get there, though. But nonetheless, moving on. You must be Mark. Wait, it was I who sent an email to Professor Elm earlier. I had a stroke there for a second. What just happened? This is what I want Professor Elm to examine. The mystery egg. Does that take up a Pokemon slot now? Oh, it's a key item now. Okay. Yep, it becomes a Pokemon slot item later. A friend of mine from Ecrutech gave it to me. I think it is pronounced Ecruteak, and I've said this before. I don't care. I think Ecrutech sounds way better than Ecruteak. So if you want to correct me, you can, and I respect your right to do that. Just know I don't give it about that. I'm just going to say what I want to say. It's Ecrutech. We're going to deal with it. And if I see one stupid laughing face emoji in the comments, I will ban you from the channel. I hate that. Just so you know, if I say or do anything that is pronounced incorrectly and I see one crying face emoji, I will punch you in the face through the screen. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. I hate it when people try and insult me, like on social media, and they do like the little like crying face emojis. I have those. I've had those filtered out. If I catch the filter and I see you putting those stupid crying face emojis on there, I'm not kidding. I will delete the comment and I will ban you from the channel so you can never comment again. I hate that. It's one of my biggest pet peeves in the world. I don't know why it pisses me off so much, but it just does. I can't help it. So, it's Ecrutech. Got it? I bet you can't find this kind of egg in Johto. I thought Professor Elm might be to tell you... Wait, what? Wish I could go back and reread that. I think I misread that. I thought Professor Elm might be able to tell what this is. He's the best when it comes to the research of Pokemon evolution. So this storyline also always frustrated me because I don't understand how they just now discovered Pokemon eggs. Because if Pokemon lay eggs, then you should have known about Pokemon eggs for like thousands of years. Why they're acting like they just now discovered this is really annoying. I get that they're doing it for the sake of like introducing the concept to the player character or player person, like me and, you know, obviously anybody else is playing it. So it makes sense to be like, hey, like there's eggs now. We just discovered it. Let's unravel the mystery together. But in-game story-wise, it makes next to no sense because Pokemon lay eggs all the time. Like, that's just a normal way. Like, how are you a Pokemon researcher, but you don't know how Pokemon are born or how they breed? You're telling me that Professor Oak is one of the most, like, renowned Pokemon researchers of this region, possibly even recognizable as a name across the world, and this dumb idiot has no idea how Pokemon breed and, like, reproduce? That is just, like, incredibly overwhelmingly, like, wow. I just don't understand. That's a quote from the famous Professor Oak. You're returning to Professor Elm. Here, your Pokemon should have some rest. I just can't. I can't. That plot point always bothered me. And they could have really addressed this and, like, fixed the issues. Like, I understand maybe when they were doing Pokemon Red and Blue version, they didn't know how big Pokemon was going to be, so they had no idea they were going to do different regions or different Pokemon. I get all that. But they could have very easily changed it just by saying, like, there's tons of Pokemon in different regions, or, like, there's so many Pokemon that we don't know and that are undiscovered. Like, instead of just, like, always treating it like we only know of the 150 Pokemon or however many available in this region or that region. I don't know. Just, it always frustrated me. I will not let that go. And with that, I'm Professor Oak, a Pokemon researcher. So you're Mark. I was just visiting my friend Mr. Pokemon. I heard you were running an errand for Professor Elm, so I waited here. Oh, what's this? A rare Pokemon. I see. You must be helping Professor Elm's research. I think I understand why Professor Elm gave you that Pokemon. You will treat your Pokemon with love and care, it seems. Ah, you seem to be dependable. How would you like to help me out? See, this is the latest version of the Pokedex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. I'd like you to have it. Go meet many kinds of Pokemon and complete that Pokedex. But I've stayed too long. I have to get to Goldenrod for my usual radio show. Mark, I have a feeling that this is not the last time we'll meet. Let's exchange numbers just to be on the safe side. Love the sprite work in this game. It's brilliant. I totally forgot how to do this voice. Sorry to trouble you, having you go back and forth, but how did I do it? I think it was a little more twangy. But please be sure to hand it to Professor Elm. I can't remember. That's gonna be the hardest part, is when I'm doing these stupid voices, and if I don't, like, continuously do them, I'm gonna forget how I actually, like, did it before. Oh. Hello, Mark. It's a disaster. It's just terrible. What should I do? Oh no, please, get back here now. There's gonna be a point where I'm probably gonna do a Professor Elm voice, and it's gonna sound exactly like Professor Oak. I can't keep track. Understand that I'm not a professional voice actor, obviously, and that I'm doing this just for the sake of, like, somewhat, I want to say humor, but it's mostly just obnoxious. So if it's inconsistent, I mean, give a guy a break, okay? Now, you can't see it because they moved it off to the side. I don't really like that they did that. I mean, I understand why, because it's a DS game, but, like, when I'm choosing to attack, you can only see, like, well, you can't see anything. Like, I'm choosing Tackle Leer Smokescreen right now, but you don't actually see what attacks and stuff that I have. So I will try to provide a visual representation of, like, what it is that I'm seeing on, like, the bottom screen, just so that way it doesn't, because, like, if I put both screens on here, I feel like it would take up too much screen real estate, and that would be a problem. So I didn't want to have both screens. I thought the main top screen would be what you really wanted to see, and then the side stuff I'll worry about, but I'll paint the visual for you with a description, so that way you know, like, what I'm up to, what I'm doing. Plus, I also want to keep you guys up to date on what moves that I'm keeping for my team in case you have a recommendation. Now, we're still early on. I think Cyndaquil is going to pick up Ember here in a minute after he levels up to level 10, which might be right here, after we knock out this Hoot Hoot. But from that point, I'm going to need some recommendations on, like, the most ideal lineup of moves to have a very capable team. Yeah, he should be able to pick up Ember right here. Level 10. Excellent. Now, if I wasn't pressed for time, I was actually thinking about doing, like, the shiny resets, specifically to try and get a shiny Cyndaquil, but I was like, dude, I'm not gonna. I thought about it, and, like, you know what? Sometimes it takes these guys that do these hunts for shiny Pokemon, it takes them, like, weeks. But then again, like, I don't know how many hours a day they're dedicating to it, but it can be thousands and thousands of resets, and I'm just not, I don't have it in me to do that. I'm hoping that I run into a shiny here, but, like, throughout the game, that's something different than the Gyarados, but I don't think it'll happen. If it does, dope. But I'm not going to hunt after it. It'll just take too much. And if I run into a shiny before I get some Pokeballs, I'm going to vomit. For real. Actually, can I can't move my... I can't move the attacks around while I'm in battle, huh? Let's see if I can. If I go to my Pokemon here, can I move the moves around? Cyndaquil, Summary. Where is his move set? Can I... Yeah, I can switch and move you here, tackle here. There we go. Okay. Again, you guys don't see this. Sorry about that, but... Powers up fire type moves in a pinch. Very nice. Now again, as a reminder, I just want to throw this out there. If you are interested in playing the Pokemon games alongside me, there's no better time than now. The Delta emulator has just arrived. This is not a promotion, by the way. I just want you to know because I think it's cool. The Delta emulator has officially arrived on Apple's iOS App Store, so you can download the Delta emulator and throw your ROMs on there. I can't really tell you more than that, I don't think, because I don't know to what extent like you're allowed to kind of promote like ROMs, because it's a free game. I don't really know. But you can download the Delta emulator, and if you wanted to find, like, ROMs, it wouldn't be too hard to search for them online. Beyond that, I don't know how much more I can say without, you know, getting in trouble. But definitely download emulator. It's for the Delta emulator. It's free, and there's no ads in it. Like, it is amazing. Like, that's so fantastic. Although, I will say this. If I'm the Delta emulator dev, like, maybe because I'm not as good of a person as him, I'd probably sell it for 99 cents because it's like a premium app. Like, it is a good app. The dude making it free is a better person than me. Developing that, I don't know if it's a team or if it's one guy or what. I don't know the history of it. I guess what I'm saying is that the dude is selling it for free, or is making it available for free, and that is crazy. Like, a good emulator on the App Store for free, that's wild. Good for him, though. Good for them. You got a Pokemon at the lab. What a waste. That's a Pokemon that's too good for a wimp like you. Don't you get what I'm saying? Well, I too have a good Pokemon. I'll show you what I mean. You were challenged by Passerby Boy. That's new. In Gold and Silver originally, and Crystal as well, I think it was just question marks that he had there. I don't think that it was Passerby Boy. That is the dumbest name I've ever heard. That's so silly. I wonder if Tackle probably would have been a better choice here. It doesn't matter. I'm going to stomp him since I'm double. I missed? You bag of dirt. How did I miss that attack? Passerby Boy. I just can't. That's such a lame thing. I really wish I would have gotten a Totodile, though. You're doing okay for someone weak. I do miss the jerk rivals, dude. Gary, Oak, and Silver here are just, like, truly fantastic. I didn't level up. Damn. Passerby Boy. Huh. Are you happy you won? Give me your money, son. Do you want to know who I am? I'm gonna be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. Later, loser. Give it back. That's my trainer card. Oh no, you saw my name. Okay. I guess the idea there is he must have dropped it and I picked it up, but like the game didn't actually explicitly state that that happened. Which is weird because I feel like my brain as a kid, I'd be like, what the heck are you talking about? I didn't have your trainer card. Like, why would you... There's context or subtext or some text. Just a text. There's just text. And my little peewee boy brain was just like so lost. Oh, it's right. There's weather too. The wind and the rain. Oh, fantastic. This game is just going to be such a great nostalgia trip. I love it. Oh, the police.
Who are you? We are investigating the case of the missing Pokemon here. Rule number 1, whoever did it will come back to the site. Oh my, so you must be the one who did it.
Hold on a second. He has nothing to do with it. I saw it. There was a red-haired boy looking into the building. What? You battled a boy like that? He must be the one who did it. Did you happen to get his name? I could be super immature and call them something ridiculous. If you watched any of my other Pokemon playthroughs, you would know that I am not afraid to do that. I think one of my best moments, God, I can't remember. It was either Platinum or Black version, where the blonde friend rival or whatever, I named it, well, watch it. You'll see that there's really some amazing moments with the name that I gave to that character. I forget which version of the game it was in. It was either Platinum. No, maybe it was Black version. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I am going to stick to this just as being Silver, though. I don't really feel the need to be immature about this. Trust me, this playthrough is going to have plenty of immature moments. I don't need to stoop down to that level just yet with such a name for the rival. I actually want it to be a good name. That being said, if you were watching this playthrough while I'm publishing out the daily videos, and if you are interested in nicknaming a Pokemon, if you leave a comment and it gets a decent amount of likes, and the comment is like a nickname that you want for a Pokemon that I catch, then I'll do it. So if you're like, hey, if you're gonna catch, you know, X and Y Pokemon, then give this the nickname it this, and some people like that comment, then I'll do it. And you can like your own for 1 point if you want. So we'll see. Just, I don't know. Or maybe not. Maybe you'll just leave a comment, and if I like the nickname and I think it's funny, then I'll just pick it. I don't know, whatever. Just leave a comment if you want a Pokemon nicknamed something of your idea, then I'll pick it. Anyway, I see. So Silver was his name. Yes, it was. Thanks for helping my investigation. My next assignment is a search for this red-haired individual. It looked like he was carrying a coffee mug. Was he carrying coffee when he left? Mark, I'm glad they understand you were innocent. See you later. Okay. Mark, this is terrible. Oh yes, what was Mr. Pokemon's big discovery? Huh? This is an egg, isn't it? This egg may be something I've never seen. Still, it's just an egg. Mr. Pokemon is always fascinated by eggs. Well, since he gave it to us, we might as well find out what secret it holds. I'll keep it for a while to find out about the egg. What? Professor Oak gave you a Pokedex? Mark, is that true? That's incredible! He is superb at seeing the potential of people as trainers. Wow, Mark, I knew you were a little different. Things are gonna be fun. This is some bad writing. Your Pokemon seem to really like you, so why don't you take the Pokemon Gym Challenge? If you manage to defeat all the gym leaders, you'll eventually challenge the Pokemon League champion. Or not. Okay, dickhead, what the hell? Becoming the champion is not at all easy, but you can certainly challenge Violet City's gym. Mark, challenging the gym scattered around will be a long journey. Before you leave, make sure that you talk to your mom. Don't give up. I'll call if I learn anything about the egg. Okay. Where's my Pokeballs, dude? I need to catch some freaking Pokemon. I want a Sentret. This is my house, isn't it? So, you're leaving on an adventure. Okay, I'll help too. But what can I do for you? I know. Every time you receive prize money, I'll save some of it for you. On a long journey, money's important. Do you want me to save your money for you? Dude, the answer is always no. Okay, but be careful out there. Pokemon are your friends. When you work as a team, you can accomplish anything. Now go on. I think I'm gonna get a phone call here, aren't I? Anything going on? Anything? No? Alright. Then I think this is a point, a perfect point for us to stop before we actually go on to our journey. Me and our little Cyndaquil here, we're going to go on a wild adventure together, and hopefully you guys will accompany us. So I'm going to go ahead and save it, and then we'll wrap it up here. As always, if you guys enjoyed this episode of the playthrough, you can show your love by hitting the like button. Do not forget to subscribe. Any feedback for me, leave it in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Also, don't forget to take a look at the description box. There's some links that might be of interest to you, one of which is a link to the Marcanine community Discord server. If you want to be part of that group, you can chat with me directly. Keep in mind, I don't really do social media anymore. It's just super unhealthy, but I am very active in the Discord. So if you want to jump in there and talk Pokemon or anything else, that's a good place to do it. I will be around to chat with you about anything you want to discuss, as long as it's appropriate. But in any case, turn on notifications, other things, so you know when videos go up. New episodes will go up daily, of course, so you'll be catching these frequently and constantly. This is going to be a long playthrough, so I'm probably just going to stick to this playthrough for now and do 2 videos a day on it, so you'll be getting those every 12 hours from me, so be on the lookout. Anyway, that's it for me. Take care, be well, and hope to see you when we continue with more of our playthrough of SoulSilver. Later, guys.